Okay, perfect. So the UNESCO Chair on Gender Equality and Women's Rights in the Multicultural Society has been established in 2019 in Como, which is a town located in northern Italy, where there is a new university, new in the sense that comparing our university to the one of Bologna that dates back 1,000 years, it's quite new because it has been created in 1998. So I'm going to follow this presentation. I will first give you some details on the chair itself, where it is located and so on, then the project, the activities, the visiting professors, and the collaboration. So as I was mentioning, can you see the slides? Are they moving? Okay, perfect. So the UNESCO Chair was established in 2019 at the new Department of Law, Economics and Culture, where I was called just 2 years after the foundation of the university, on the chair of comparative law, and where I nowadays serve as director of the department and as the coordinator of the PhD program in law and social sciences. So the chair is located in a department where interdisciplinary research is very welcome. In fact, in the department work lawyers, but also economists, anthropologists, historians. And I think this is a very fruitful environment to develop a discourse on gender equality in the multicultural society. The university itself has had good results. The law school in particular, we are now the third the third law school in the ranking of the Italian law schools. So I think also the idea of having women's studies at the university was very well considered from the people who wrote the ranking of the university, which is a good signal, especially in Italy. The project is especially devoted to enhance the study of legal anthropology and comparative law as tools to enhance the cross-cultural study of social ordering as far as the status of women in different legal cultures is concerned. We always have to bear in mind that Italy actually has been for centuries, at least since the 19th century, a country of immigrants that in recent decades has become a country of strong immigration, which definitely needs a shift in the mentality of law professors, as I am, but generally speaking, in the mentality of people. The discussion on migrants in Italy is never ending. The idea of having to deal with women migrants is something that is not considered an issue, and instead it is a huge issue. And so it would be very, very important to introduce in not only at law schools, but generally at the universities, study, research on these particular items. So the idea is to, through the UNESCO Chair, to develop and improve knowledge and awareness on the development of women's rights in Italy. When I ask my students, even women students, when did Italian women vote for the first time, they tell me 1759, 1804. No, it was 1946, my dear friends. So it's something that belongs to our history, but it is our next history. It's not so prehistorical times that women in Italy could vote. So on the one side, there is the idea of creating an awareness on how much did Italian women have to struggle to to achieve equality, if they have achieved equality at all. And then on the other side, to remove gender biases in the broader context of the Italian actual society, which has becoming a multicultural society with a lot of migrants. Migrants is not, as some of our politicians think, a problem that has to be sent away. This is a problem. If it is a problem, maybe it is a richness that we have to manage carefully in order to become a peaceful society, trying to avoid all the struggles that can be avoided with a little bit more knowledge and awareness of the real problems. So what do we do? So which is the program of the Chair itself? We have a curricular course that is called Legal Anthropology and Comparative Law, that is completely dedicated to the evolution of women's rights in a comparative and a historical and anthropological perspective, beginning from Italy, because the first thing that our students have to know is how things develop here. We try to compare our situation with France, Great Britain, United States on the one side, and with India and China on the other side. In 50 hours, we cannot do more than that. And then we try to focus on which are the international legal instruments devoted to gender equality. Then we have a series of seminars and workshops and conferences that are organized together with the PhD in Law and Social Sciences. And we have a program of visiting professors that actually are funded year by year. And it's I would like to share what my colleague, Professor Fottini Bellù, was saying before. Every year for us, it is a struggle to find the money to organize our visiting professorships, our research, our workshops, and although our rector is very generous, we always have the problem of funding our activities. And then we also devoted time in order to try to, in a way, we are in a small town. Como is a town which is very, very rich in terms of money and very, very poor in terms of culture. So we have tried to, in a way, involve the population of the town in our program, opening a film review, a film festival that is devoted to gender issues in general, so that the university was not closing itself as an ivory tower, but was trying to open its doors to the community, to the town, to the population, in order to debate also on problems related to gender. We had, as I was saying, a series of visiting professors. From the very beginning, we had an agreement with Professor Tania Hernandez, who is teaching discrimination law at Fordham University. She comes every year to teach. We also had other visiting professors from other universities, but these have no particular engagement with the chair, so they may change every year. We had a professor from Germany, Professor Lönig from the University of Regensburg, on a conference, with a conference devoted to a recent ruling of the German Federal Court on sexual violence. Other colleagues who were coming from different countries on the implementation of the Istanbul Convention in different member states. So last year we had, of course, we couldn't invite personally Professor Hernandez to Italy because of COVID, but we had a very interesting webinar that was also published through, thank you to Professor Gloria Bonder, on the website of the UNESCO, on CAT UNESCO, so on the network of gender chairs. It was devoted to feminism in a time of Black Matter. This year we are going to have, together with Professor Anne McGinley, who is teaching at William Bord School of Law at UNLV, a conference on masculinities and the law, and I will let you know about that. Then we have several collaborations especially with local authorities, in particular with the region and the provinces. These are courses that we organize for public functionaries, but also for students and graduated students and for practicing lawyers. One is on the prevention and fight against violence against women, and the other one is on sexual and psychological bullying and harassments in the workplace. The other project that we have that is very interesting is together with the Italy's Advertising Standards Authority. The Italian Advertising Standards Authority, which is called Istituto di Autodisciplina della Pubblicità, is planning a campaign on the removal of female stereotypes in advertisement. There is a new Article 10 in the Code of Marketing, Communication and Self-Regulation that says that marketing communication should not offend moral, civil, and religious beliefs, and marketing communication should respect human dignity and even in every form and expression, and should avoid any form of discrimination, including that of gender. So we are mapping, but also doing workshops and lectures, also in high schools and even in intermediate school. It's an experience to teach to people, to students from 11 to 14, trying to communicate what is right and what is wrong in Italian advertisements, but it is, I think, a fruitful experience. Then we have reached last year an agreement with Soroptimist International of Italy. Maybe you know Soroptimist International of Italy. It is an association that has already 100 years and so on. But the idea of working with them was because, especially in Italy, I don't know in other countries, they already have a very important network that works with and for women in jail and with women migrants in shelters. So through Soroptimist International of Italy, we are trying to in a way, share our knowledge with people who will work with these women, but also try to make our students understand that they could work in this kind of environment. As we not only have the law school, but we also have a course on linguistic and cultural mediation that is going to educate mediators and who are going to work in this kind of situation. So, of course, I just wanted to mention the collaboration with the Global Network of UNESCO Chairs on Gender that is directed and coordinated by Professor Gloria Bonder, because even here in the project on higher education that is going to be organized in a conference also next year, we wanted to participate on what is nowadays the problem of higher education in terms of gender. It was very interesting to see how law schools in different countries have specific problems with female students, and so we are participating also on this project. So just to give some conclusions, what we wanted to achieve, and we are at the very beginning, of course, because as I was saying, the chair was established only 2 years ago, was to try to develop a sort of awareness-raising process that was not only for our students, but also for the postgraduate, and at the same time was opening the doors of the university to public institutions, to schools and local community, in order to make people understand that there is very much to do, that all the conquests that have been achieved in the last 40 years, 50 years, 60 years in Italy are conquests that are very actually recent, It sounds strange, but it is like that. If we look to the Italian law in the past, was in contrast with our constitution, at least for 4 decades. So it is something that seems bizarre, but even in Italy, there is a long way, there is still a long path to do. So I just wanted to to conclude my remarks, thanking the organizers of this conference, because I think it's a good opportunity to speak together and also to begin to think what we can do more and better in the future, also together with Professor Bonder, of course, who has been so efficient in organizing a previous meeting some times ago. So thank you very much. Thank you, and I think that in Malayalam you say Nandi. Thank you. Grazie.